It's 3:47 a.m. 35,000 American service members are about to face their worst nightmare. Deep beneath the Iranian mountains, launch doors are opening. 40 ballistic missiles are about to light up the night sky. The Shahab 3 range 2,000 kilometers. Payload 1,000 kilograms. It can hit a specific building with terrifying precision. What happens in those 12 minutes will determine whether this becomes a regional conflict or the spark that ignites World War III. Al-Udeid, Qatar, home to 11,000 U.S. personnel. If you want to cripple American air power in the region, you start here. Naval Support Activity Bahrain, headquarters of the 5th Fleet. 4 destroyers are currently docked, each carrying over 90 Tomahawk missiles. 3:47 a.m. 5 launch sites activate. Ignition. The night erupts as 17-ton missiles climb to the edge of space. Impact is 12 minutes away. Space Force detects the heat bloom in 0.2 seconds. Klaxons scream. Pilots scramble. The clock is ticking down to impact. 35 are intercepted, but some get through. The runway is gone. The president issues one order: ensure this never happens again. This is the gray zone of modern warfare. For more deep dives, subscribe to Redline USA. Stay informed, stay ahead. The Taiwan Strait, 180 kilometers of the most dangerous water on Earth, and the clock has just started. Hour 0, full-scale blockade. Every commercial port in Taiwan is cut off. The global supply chain for semiconductors vanishes in an instant. Hour 6, the sky erupts. Thousands of drones and cruise missiles target radar sites and airfields across the island. Defense is no longer an option, only survival. Hour 24, the crossing begins. An amphibious armada, the largest since D-Day, moves toward the western beaches, but the strait is not empty. 2 American carrier strike groups are moving at flank speed. The question isn't if they'll arrive, it's what's left when they get there. Hour 36, first contact. At sea and in the air, the 2 most powerful militaries in history collide. There is no turning back. Modern warfare has no conclusions, only consequences that will reshape the next century. There are no sirens, no missile plumes. The first sign of the invasion isn't an explosion, it's silence. Hour 0. The eastern seaboard power grid collapses. 9 states, 50 million people, plunged into total darkness in under 60 seconds. A sophisticated worm, dormant for years, has just activated. It isn't just stealing data, it's destroying the logic controllers that run our nation. At the NSA and Cyber Command, the screens are showing a digital Pearl Harbor. Our firewalls aren't just being bypassed, they're being used against us. By hour 6, the financial systems are next. Every digital transaction is frozen. Your money still exists, but you can't reach it. The internet is gone. Cellular networks are down. We've been blinded, silenced, and disconnected from the world. The invisible front has arrived. The question isn't if a cyber war is coming. The question is how long we can survive the silence. Modern civilization doesn't live on the ground. It lives 2,000 kilometers up in a fragile web of silicon and solar panels. Hour 0, an anti-satellite missile launched from a mobile platform reaches low Earth orbit. Impact. The first node in the web is severed. It's called the Kessler syndrome. One collision creates thousands of pieces of debris, each moving at 27,000 kilometers per hour. A chain reaction that turns space into a graveyard. Within hour 6, GPS is gone. Every aircraft, every ship, and every precision-guided missile is suddenly blind. The world's navigation system has just been turned off. Communication satellites are next. Strategic command is severed. The silent sky has become the ultimate strategic weapon. We've just locked ourselves out of the stars. For decades, or perhaps centuries, the orbital front will remain a wasteland of our own making. In the next war, the first shot won't be heard on Earth. It will happen in the silence of space. The internet isn't in the cloud. It's on the sea floor. 97% of global data travels through a few hundred fragile glass fibers. Hour 0, 5 separate points in the Atlantic and Pacific. Coordinated sabotage. The hidden backbone of the global economy is severed in an instant. In 1 second, continents are isolated. Stock exchanges freeze. Intercontinental calls go dead. The world has just become much larger and much more divided. Naval commands are seeing a nightmare scenario. It's not a ship or a plane they're tracking. It's the sudden, quiet disappearance of the global network. Trillions of dollars in daily transactions vanish. Without the cables, the digital economy is a ghost ship. The fallout is measured in hours, not days. Repair could take months. In the meantime, the submerged front has changed the balance of power forever. We are back to a world of borders and isolation. In the next war, the most important battle will be fought in the dark, thousands of meters below. The Arctic is no longer just ice. It's the world's last great resource prize, and the race to claim it has just turned hot. Hour 0. An icebreaker, escorting a fleet of resource-heavy vessels, is intercepted. A territorial dispute that has simmered for decades finally boils over. Within hour 12, the Bering Strait is a theater of war. Naval formations from 3 global powers are locked in a high-stakes standoff where one mistake means total escalation. But the real battle is beneath the ice. Attack submarines are playing a deadly game of cat and mouse in the deep, cold waters of the Northern Front. This isn't just about oil and minerals. It's about control of the new global trade routes. Whoever owns the ice owns the future of global commerce. The ice is melting, but the geopolitical freeze is just beginning. In the high north, the cold front has become the new front line. Modern warfare doesn't always happen in the sun. Sometimes it's fought in the dead of the polar night. For a century, the final decision to fire belonged to a human. Today, that threshold has been crossed. The Silicon Front is active. Hour 0, a coordinated swarm of 200 autonomous loitering munitions is released. No remote pilot, no manual override, only the mission objective. Within hour 6, the engagement begins. Silicon logic is faster than human reflex. Targets are identified, categorized, and neutralized in milliseconds. A war fought at the speed of thought. The algorithm doesn't feel fear. It doesn't hesitate. It sees heat signatures and logic patterns where we see faces and choices. The human element has been removed from the loop. This isn't just about efficiency. It's about the fundamental change and who carries the responsibility for the aftermath. When the AI wins the battle, who owns the peace? The Silicon Front is here to stay. We have built a machine that can win a war, but we have yet to build one that can understand why it's fighting. The next war will be decided by the code we write today. We have seen the pieces on the board, the missiles, the fleets, the code, and the machines. Today they all move at once. The red line has been crossed. It begins in the silos of the desert, crosses the deep sea cables, and reaches the edge of space. A multi-domain strike designed to blind, deafen, and decapitate global power in 1 hour. There is no over there anymore. In a world this connected, a localized flashpoint is just the first domino in a global cascade. The simulation shows a 90% probability of total infrastructure collapse within 48 hours. When the digital systems fail and the machines fall silent, we are left with the oldest truth of warfare. There are no winners when deterrence fails, only survivors. Strategic modeling isn't for winning the war, it's for preventing it. Understanding the cost is the only way to ensure these red lines are never crossed. This is the end of the Red Line USA simulation series. Stay informed, stay vigilant, stay ahead. Subscribe for the next strategic deep dive.